And welcome everybody. I know it's been a while. I know I do the crush all the time, but I also got this little show I do called the EGlaze Chronicles. It's number 93. We doing it again. And I finally got a friend. There's people that inspire you. There's people that have inspirational stories. Then there are people like Nikki that has both. She's one of those people that can inspire you, got inspiration. She even got her a gaming chair. I see. She even do everything, man. She do everything.
Yeah, that's just for flex. I ain't learned how to do it yet. But Instagram, you can be wherever you want to be. If I got the chair, they think I'm a gamer.
That's true. That's true. Nikki Payne, she's been everywhere. She's got stories. She's been on Ebony, Oprah. She's Oprah for a minute. She's done the magazines, different TV shows. Man, Nikki, how you doing?
Man, I'm great. I'm breathing. I'm above ground. No complaints from me.
Let me ask you this: when people say inspirational to you, or you're an inspiration, and they see your story, what does that mean to you? What does it do to you?
You know what? Every time somebody tells me that, I say, no, I'm not inspirational. I just kept getting knocked down and I just kept getting back up. And I just feel like some people say, you motivate me, or they'll ask me, what motivates you? And I was like, honestly, y'all motivate me. Like, there's been so many times that I just wanted to give up. Like, just bend down, and then somebody will say, man, you inspire me. And I'm like, me? The girl from Bankhead? Me? You know what I'm saying? And so I just don't, maybe I have a problem receiving it. Sometimes when people say that, because I'm a real humble person.
Right.
But, I don't feel like I'm inspirational. I just feel like if I can do it, you can too.
A lot of people would love to say that, you know what I'm saying? But, I want to say, have you wrote a book yet?
No. And I don't think I am. Glad.
You don't think you are?
No.
I know people, and for people that don't know, I told you I wanted to keep this light, but I also want people to understand your life is, I remember there's been one time me and you talked about it, and I sat there like, what? I ain't got nothing to complain about. I got out my car and was like this. But the thing that you've been through, you survive, and for people to call you motivational, because a lot of people don't get up, Nikki. And a lot of people don't get up from when they get down like that. But you've gotten up multiple times and still do your thing. You speak to people all over, and no matter where it is, you meet people in prison, you meet people in the street, you'll talk to them. So just talk about your journey a little bit, and when you hear people say you're not motivational, why I say you must be crazy, because you are very motivational.
Well, I'm going to start at the beginning, make a long story short. So I'm from Atlanta, from the West Side.
West Side, yeah.
So I thought we were poor till I met poor people. I thought like, oh, I grew up bad, and I really didn't. My mom, she was addicted to crack. And so we would just go through these times where like the lights would get cut off, and we stealing lights from the people next door. And my brother got the client. I'm like, for real, he would go up on the pole thing and he'd connect the stuff, and we'd take the meter off of people. Damn, I hope I don't get locked up. Nah, statute
of limitation gone. We good.
Yeah.
We good.
And so we used to like boil water to bathe and cook on skillets and stuff. So I used to think like, damn, my life growing up was hard. And then in 2007, I was married. I had a daughter and I had a son. And one day my husband came home and he just wasn't himself. I'm going to say he had mental issues. And he shot my son in the head. He shot my daughter in the head, and then he killed himself and left Nikki by herself. And so it was like going through all of this. And then I end up not being able to work. He killed himself, so I didn't get the insurance money. And I'm like, I'm going back to my childhood. I'm going back to cooking on skillets. I'm sitting up here juggling bills. I didn't file bankruptcy. I didn't lost my house. But the crazy thing was about it is I had been through that with my mama. You know what I'm saying? Like all the things I hated my mama for, like, why would you do this to us? Why? It was the same thing that helped me when I was in my dark time. And so I had to look and like, damn, mama, in certain ways, I have to thank you. You know what I'm saying? I have to thank you for not making it easy for me, or thank you for allowing me to, you know, they said let a child be a child, but I couldn't be a child. I had to be a grown child because I became a parent to my mama. But later in life, just those parenting skills just helped me. It was like, okay, when we was little, we just had to figure stuff out. And then when this happened with my kids, I just had to figure stuff out. And so every time something would happen, I would be like, what would my mama do? And then I'd be like, well, shit, I don't want to go to jail, so I can't do exactly what my mama would do. But what would I want my mama to do? Right. And so I don't even remember the question, Clay. You know, I just be talking.
No, you know, when it comes to us, that's how I do. And that's what's amazing, because your life, people can sit there and say, you know, a lot of people be like, how do you wake up in the morning? And how do you keep going? But you do it. And, you know, when we met, you were, and it's like for you, and I would say that you're just bubbly for no reason. We'd be like, why is she so damn happy?
All the time, I get on people's nerves because I'm a person like, life's so short, man. Why not? I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna laugh at it. I know I get on people's nerves. Like I just feel like people feel my energy. You know what I mean? Like negative, I can either be sucked into their negativity or I can just bring some light. Like, hey, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up, Glaze? And me and you just had a conversation like we knew each other like forever. But I like that about me. I don't lead with my sad story. Because if I'm that, oh, whoa, it's me person, and I'm not acting like it doesn't affect me, because it does. Right. But the thing about social media is you only see my highs. When you see me in Ebony or somewhere else, you see my highs, but it's a lot of lows. You know what I mean? It's a lot of lows. And I have to struggle with myself. Sometimes I struggle with myself because it's like, I can show my lows to let other people know that you're not by yourself. But what I don't want to do is only show my lows. And then it's like, damn, it ain't gonna never get no better. And so I feel like when I smile, I'm letting people know, listen, you might not get over stuff, but you can kind of get through it. It never goes away. It's like a numbing feeling, but it's always there. But if you can smile and you can think about people and think about events, it's always something you can smile about, something good. You know what I mean? Even what went on with my kids, my husband was my daughter's father. Without him, I wouldn't have had my daughter. I have a sister that can't have kids. At least I had a daughter for 2 years. And with that, I have to give thanks. You know? So I just smile all the time. My brother said I look like the Joker.
Speaking of which, I got to say this on a side note. You deep. Your family's deep, because I see every week you celebrate somebody's birthday. Tell my shout out to my brother here. I'm like, how many people is she saying happy birthday to that's family like that?
22.
22. I want y'all. That's the number. She has 22 bros and sisters that she go through.
I'm number 3.
And she's the 3rd one. So she can always throw a happy birthday to her brother, and believe it, that's really her brother or sister that she's talking to about that. Talk about being in that big family and how that has helped you through all of this.
Man, they get on my nerves. Let me tell you, learning to deal with different personalities has helped me so much. Even in, I forgot to turn the light on. Can you see me?
I can see.
Oh, okay. Even in business, it's like none of my brothers and sisters are the same. So if I can deal with nutty number 1 and number 2, I ain't got no problem with no customers, because something about them is going to make me relate to them. I can tell them a story about one of my family members, and it makes me relate to them. And so just having all of them, you know, and all of their stories, even if they tell me a story, I might relay it to you. Me and you can't connect on that level.
Right.
But you and number 7 can connect on it. I don't even know their name. I just know this one, and I be like, hey, come here. Not you, the other one. You know what
I know number 7, come here. Number 8, whatever, whichever one.
Yeah, y'all.
So, Nikki, through all of this, and you still worked on yourself, you still built businesses, you still, I saw the ring, the rock on that finger, you still grew, and is it hard to allow people to love you?
Yeah. I have a barrier up because I'm afraid to let people in. Mm-hmm. And it's not that, sometimes it's because I have let people in that tried to take advantage of me. So many people I let in, they just want my story so that they can profit from it. Mm-hmm. Or I let them in and then I'm sucked into what they're going through. Right. And I'm going through something. So my wall is not like, oh, I'm better than you. It's kind of to protect myself. You know, like, for instance, I know this sounds crazy, but sometimes when people have children that pass, I'm probably the best person to talk to them. Right. However, it drains me. Really drains me because I'm listening and I have to be compassionate and I know how it feels. But once I make them feel better, I'm at a 0 sometimes. Right. And so I have to make a decision. Do I let them in or do I not? And so that's kind of like what me and God be going back and forth about, because I'm like, I know that all of this was for some reason. But in order for me to be inspirational, I got to get better. You know what I mean? I got to show this mama who grieving like, hey, it gets better. There's a new normal. It ain't going to be normal like it was, but you can find a new normal. But the only way I can do that is by smiling, is by creating a normal life for myself. I never thought I'd own a business, not a legal business, you know, but I was kind of forced to because dates bother me. Like my son's birthday, my daughter's birthday, Mother's Day, all of these bother me. I can't work a regular job because what job is going to understand, hey, I'm just not feeling it today. Right. Hey, I saw a little girl in the store and it just broke me down. Right. So then it was like, get your own business or sell weed. And I was like, okay, well, let me just start a business. And I failed. Clay, I failed at so many businesses. I failed more than I won, but I didn't stop. And every time I got a new business, I just learned something and I just applied it to the next one. And I just applied it to the next one. And I see what all my brothers and sisters do. And I do the opposite. And I applied the opposite. And I applied the opposite.
Right, right.
So, yeah. So it helps sometimes and it hurts sometimes.
I bet it does. And let me ask you this, though. You talk about your relationship with God. What is faith? How do you keep faith through all this?
Honestly, I'm not going to say I lose faith sometimes, but I do question God. Like me and God was beefing for a long time. Like I talked to God like he my friend on Facebook. Like, bro, what's going on with you? Like, I'm trying to keep the faith, but sometimes I don't know whether to blame God or the devil. You know what I mean? It's like God, they say God won't give you more than you can handle. But if I believe in God, I believe in the devil. Like, is the devil doing this? You know what I mean? I have to have faith that God's behind me, even if this is the devil that's trying to go with me. So, but then sometimes I be like, God, but I have so much faith, but things keep happening. So, you know, I have faith, but then it's like, come on, God, like cash out me some more faith, man. I don't know what to say. Like, God dang.
I love that you use all these phrases because I'm like, yeah, that's some stuff that people don't normally think about. Yeah, can you cash out me a little bit of that faith? Because it's definitely needed right now. And
you know, I ain't mean to cut y'all.
Go ahead.
You know what helped me? I had to realize that God and church people are two different things. See, I wasn't a Bible reader. I'm basically, when I see somebody from the church, they represent the Bible to me. And I'm thinking that all these, and I'm gonna say, I ain't gonna say rituals, but like when my grandma used to go to church, they used to put on the hats, they used to put on all of this. But I'm not gonna say it was for show. But I didn't understand the Bible. I understood that they had to wear white, and I understood, that kind of stuff, but I never understood the Bible.
Right.
So I had to kind of separate it and say, okay, I'm gonna read the Bible for myself. Now, I ain't finna read out them Dim and Dials, but I'll read the Cliff Notes, or
Right.
I read the plain English version, but I don't want to say religion, but I got my own relationship with God. It's not a religion thing. It's not I got to hang out with the church people. It's like me and God, we straight, today, but yeah. So
I want to ask you this because ever since I've known you, it's that entrepreneurial spirit that runs through your family. Because I've known you be like, I'm working with my brother over here and all that. But for you, is failure an option for you?
In the long term, no, because I'm gonna keep getting up. But I do believe, I do believe that sometimes failure is a test of how bad I want it. Failure is a lesson. Failure is sometimes God didn't tell you to do that anyway. God told you no. God did that, but you did it anyway.
Right.
Sometimes failure is this just wasn't your time, or this just wasn't for you. And so I don't even look at it like a failure. You can have the right plan at the wrong time. It can look like a failure. You can take that plan after you done learned a little more, implement it again, and you got a whole win. So, that's how I look at failing. Hell, I fail all the time. Like, I ain't gonna lie.
What's going on now? Talk to me now, because before I ask any more questions, I know you talk about it. I need to understand the new business you were talking about a little bit. We talked about a little bit earlier before this through text, but what is the new business, and what's not new? I'm sorry, new to me, but what is the business that you got going right now?
Well, I'm gonna tell you about the business and how it changed. So I went to school to be an esthetician.
Right.
I ain't even want to go to school, to tell you the truth. I was so broke, Blaze. I needed the extra from from the financial aid. That's the only reason I went to school. I ain't gonna lie, man, I did so horrible in that school, man. Let me tell you something. I was at the bottom of the list. Like, seriously, I just needed to skate by. And in esthetician school, we learned facials, we learned all this stuff, and we learned how to do work on the body. Well, working on the body and machines was the only thing at the school that'll put you in a room by yourself, because I didn't like to be with everybody else.
Right.
Because I hate to hear people complain about stuff that I'm praying for. You complaining about your child, and I'm sitting up here praying for mine. So I just wanted to be in a little room. And so I end up learning every machine there. And so when I got out of school, I can't work for nobody else. I decided, okay, I'm gonna start me a business, and I'm gonna do bodies, the same thing I was doing in school. Right. The one thing that, the school that I hated was the thing that got me a lot of money. But what happened is my business was very, very successful. I was doing everybody finding Atlanta. It was causing me. Check me out.
Nikki hooked you up. That's what's happening.
But what happened is when COVID came, COVID just changed me. Like, I'm a happy-go person.
Yeah.
But when I was working, I never had to deal with my problems, because everybody gossiping to me. They telling me their problems and stuff like that, and I'm working. But when COVID came, I was just stuck in a room by myself, like with your own thought. Everything about my kids, all of that, it's just confronted me. And I never have really got my business back on track. But I ain't finna fail at nothing. I just said, what would my mama do? And so instead of actually doing people's body, I said, okay, I'm going to get people like me, and I'm just going to sell them the equipment. So I turned a service business into an online business, and that ended up being a wholesale business. So now I make money, but I don't have to touch a person. So again, Nikki being Nikki is like, I could have looked at it like a failure. Like I can't mentally even do my job anymore. But then Nikki ain't gonna stay down. Nikki's like, what you gonna do about it? You got all this stuff here. Somebody want it. And so I just turned it into a win. Now the win is not as big as when I was doing services on people, but I feel like it's a win because I didn't stop. I don't care what nobody else thinks. People say, oh, you make less money, or you do. You see where I'm at? I'm in Mexico. Why you is sitting up here working on people? No disrespect, but I just feel like what some people look at as a failure to somebody else could be a win.
Wow.
Like I don't put my success with money. Like me being successful is enjoying my life. I'm blessed to be able to, if I want to go somewhere, I'm able to go. If I want to grieve for my kids, I'm able to grieve. If I just want to just be by myself, I'm able to do that because I'm not really tied to servicing.
Right.
So I was like, I'm not going to say I was grateful for COVID, but COVID made me maneuver in my business. And I think there's so many people that close their businesses when maybe they should have just thought outside of the box or tried to maneuver, you know. So
that's amazing. Because let me ask you this. You said something a little bit ago. I want to ask you this. When you hear people complain and you're around them, you be like, you don't know my story or anything like that. Mm-hmm. Do you have to pull yourself back? Like, hold on, don't say nothing, or do what you did. I like what you said. You say, you know what? I'm gonna go be over here by myself. I'm gonna go ahead and learn these machines and figure that stuff out. Mm-hmm. How do you control? I know you don't let this stuff get to you, but I know a lot of people who are here that say, "Girl, you don't know your problem. You ain't got no problem." How do you try not to, I guess, minimize somebody else's issues or something like that, and not bring it into your realm?
A lot of times I step away. But a lot of times I just listen and I try not to carry it with me. I come in, you know what? A lot of people just want to talk and get it out.
Yeah.
And so even if I don't come in and tell them about me, which sometimes brings me down, I just listen. And then if they're complaining, I'll say, like if somebody complaining about their kids, I'll say, you know what? I had 2 children that they're deceased. And I remember my kids acting like that. And if I could just get it one more time. And I'll walk off like I'm Jane Brown. Just walk off. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't minimize them. I didn't disrespect them. But I had them think, like, is this really a complaint? Even my mama being on crack, I complained about it. But my mama was still a mama.
Right.
And I had friends at school. Their mama was lawyers, judges, and all of this stuff. Never spent time with them. But they got complaints. Yeah, my mama a crackhead, but my mama was here with me. And then I walk off. Yeah. So that's how I kind of do it. So
that's what's up. We talk about all the the stuff on you, what you went through. What are you proud of Nikki about? What's the most thing you've done that you say, all right, girl, you did that. You did that.
My hair. Let me think. I think I was telling you, I got diagnosed with bipolarism and PTSD and anxiety. I think one of the proudest thing I did was picking up the phone and admitting I need help and getting somebody to help me. Admitting it was hard. But when I got on the phone with that man, it was like the proudest thing, because that was just like, you don't want to admit that you got issues like that. You got mental issues, and Black people don't go to therapy. My family, the man said, does this run in your family? I don't know, because we don't talk about it. And so the fact that I'm on the phone telling somebody, it was like the proudest thing. I ain't proud of money. I ain't proud of awards. I ain't proud of the magazine. I'm proud of Nikki finna mentally get herself together.
That's what's up.
So yeah, that's the proudest thing I did. And my edges. Yeah.
You can tell she was ATL because the edges matter. Edges matter. That's what matters. Get the edges right. Mental health, you've talked about it from the beginning to now. Talking about to your husband, your late husband, to this, and probably your mom too with the crack, because a lot of people in our neighborhoods, we'll go to something else besides a therapist. We'll go to crack, we'll go to drugs, we'll go to stealing, we'll go to robbing, we'll do whatever it takes to get that. But it sounds like you're an advocate for people to get mental health help. So if somebody's out there listening, you be like, yeah, you need to make that call, or you want to do that. What would you tell them? Because people like like we say, you said it, Black people, we don't talk about it. We just drink about it. We'll drink about it. And it'll come out when we drinking that liquor. Yeah, I got some problems. But trying to get that help and how important that is.
Well, I've only been seeing the psychiatrist for like 3 weeks. But I think that's good because I can give people a perspective from the beginning. I'm not one of those people like, oh, you should do this. Because it's a struggle. It's a struggle telling somebody else your truth. It's a struggle. But I'll tell them it is such a relief to just get it off of you. Even before I knew I was bipolar, I knew something wasn't right.
Right.
But maybe if I'd have talked to somebody sooner, I wouldn't have gone through things, or I wouldn't even be in this position. So if somebody asked me, I would say the sooner the better. It ain't got to be a psychiatrist. It could just be a counselor. It could just be a regular therapist. I mean, but talk to somebody, because you could try to talk to a friend, but it's not the same. It's not the same.
Don't it feel like when you talk to friends, sometimes they try to tell you they bad, they got problems worse than you?
Yeah, it's like I got to up you one.
Yeah, I know you got problems, girl.
Yeah.
Can you just listen? We're going to wrap it up with this. I try to keep them below 30 minutes.
Okay.
Do you live day by day, or do you have future plans? I know that's crazy to say, because everything to me, it seems like you are like, I adapt and adjust. But where do you see Nikki in 5 years? Let me ask that.
Well, my edge is going to be straight.
Let's get those edges right.
Yeah, Lifetime at HBO I think it was HBO, somebody had asked me about doing a story about my kids and stuff. So that might be an option. I don't think I write a book, because I write so vividly that I would relive it. Even if I told you for you to write the book, I actually relive it. So I don't have a 5-year plan, but I know I'm gonna be here in 5 years. And I know I'm gonna do something within these 5 years to make you proud of me proud of me, my edge is proud of me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have anything specific, but I ain't going nowhere. If God wake me up, I ain't going nowhere.
Man, that's what I'm going with. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. My edge is gone. I might be Shaq after a while. I'll be bald head. It'll be Jordan around here. I ain't got no edges.
Hey, your hairline started behind your thoughts, but that's cool. That's cool, bro. That's cool.
I'm trying to show the bald spot too much. But anyway, Nikki, I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
Keep being the inspiration that you are. But I'm hating on you too, because I'm doing this from Acworth, Georgia, you in Mexico. So we're going to just keep it right there.
That's all right.
You get flights. You get what they say, catch flights, not feeling. You really do that.
I get flued out.
She get flued out all the time.
I can eat tacos in Mexico. You can eat them at Acworth. They still talk. It's all right.
May not be authentic. Leave us with something, Nikki. If you have any thoughts, anything you would like to leave with people, what would you leave with them?
Trust your instinct. If you need help, sometimes you got to look outside your circle. And if you don't feel right mentally, get help. Yeah. And
there it is. Nikki Payne. See that out. Lifetime HBO. Make sure you get the big check. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna do it.
Man, I'm gonna get the what you talking about. I'm gonna get. Come on, Glade. We finna hop a private and we finna. Yeah.
I just want to be like, I know that story. I know that story. Yeah, I'll be on ET talking. Yeah, I remember when she told me she was telling me this. But again, like you say, the family's proud of you. We all proud of you. Thank you for what you do, and I'm glad you did this, because I've been trying to get this for 2 or 3 years, but Lord have mercy, trying to get Nikki to do something. Boy, I tell you.
Well, if you ever need me again, I'll be here for you. I promise.
Nikki Payne, everybody. Where can they find you? Do you want them to find you? Let me ask that.
Oh yeah. Not on Face. What is Face? Instagram. It's Nikki S_Payne.
Nikki
Payne.
Nikki's _Payne. You got it.
Yeah.
Nikki Payne, everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in to the EGlaze Chronicles number 90. What is this? 3. Yeah, 93. We could keep doing it. You were right, Joe. That's the sad part.
Okay.
You would think I would know that, but thank you so much, Nikki. You know, you always got a place. You ever want to just talk? This is the spot. All right. You got something to say? You want something to promote? Do it right here. I got you. All right.
Okay. Thank you, Glaze.
Thank you, everybody. Y'all have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye. All right. Bye.